What's up, YouTube? So, got a lot of stuff that needs to go out into the garden. It's starting to I swear. I hate this. What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing? What's up, YouTube? Howdy, howdy. This is so dumb. I hate this introduction to the video part. It's so annoying. Like, either what's up, YouTube, howdy, howdy. I feel stupid talking to myself. I don't know what to say. Anyways, here's the greenhouse. Here's the starts. There's a bunch of things that need to be transplanted. I guess not a bunch, but radishes. I've got some, I don't even know what it is, some kind of Asian cabbage. It looks really good though. You can use it kind of like bok choy, or whatever. So I'm gonna grow a bunch of that. I've got a whole tray of that that's getting transplanted out. Let's see. I think I'm gonna transplant. That's purple bok choy. The tot soy is not ready. Radishes are going out. Chinese cabbages, I think I'll wait to plant those. Need to get the turnips out and the arugula. And then let's check out the other greenhouse. Okay, as I was on my way over to the greenhouse, let's see, what is it called? Tokyo Bacana. Yeah, Bacana, I think that's how you say it. It's an Asian cabbage green. It looks really cool. Seedlings look really good. Show you those guys real quick. Hopefully the camera's in focus. There you go. And like I said in the last video, I don't prick. That's what I was doing in the last video. I pop all the seedlings out of my trays with this tool. I made it. It's nice, I love it. I just pop them up to the bottom so I don't have to pull in the seedling at all. And then this one I got kind of fancy just for a picture, but then I just lay all my transplants out on a serving tray like you would see at a whatchamacallit, like a restaurant or something. And then I've got all my transplants ready, and I do all this standing up, typically right here at the wood pile in front of the greenhouse, and it's at like a perfect height. So like I'll typically like prop this tray up like on my shoulder and then just pop them all out and grab them with the other hand when I don't have a camera in it, and get them on the tray, and then I get them out in the garden and spend as little time possible on my knees or squatting and bending over. Here's the other greenhouse real quick. Hopefully this doesn't fog up. It's not that bad, okay. So we've got kale. That should go out sometime this week. We've got a tray of Mizuna down there, tray of spinach. I think we might have 3 trays of spinach. I can get away with a week on those. But yeah, all the brassicas, so cabbage, broccoli, kale, all that stuff has to go out. Lettuce, still pretty small, so that'll take a little longer. But I'm gonna get out to the garden real quick. Alright, so it's a different day now. It's not raining, and yeah, the sun's setting, of course, and it's right in my eye, as always. So we're going to talk about interplanting and biointensive gardening. So first, check out this bed right here. There we go. That is it's an onion bed, but now I guess it's more radish than onion. So there's 4 rows of onions, which will be the main crop in this bed, and then there's 5 rows of radishes. So in each, well, I guess not in each row, but I did multi-sown radish clumps, so each clump has around, I'd say probably 4 to 6 radishes in it. So what'll happen in this bed is the onions will start to grow and get their root system established, and they'll start sending up some new leaves and stuff. And then as that's happening, the radish clumps will start to grow, they'll swell, they'll produce decent sized radishes, and throughout the coming weeks I'll be picking the largest radishes in each clump, bunching them up, taking them to market, selling those, and then the next week I'd come through, pick the next biggest one, and by the time all of these radishes have matured, by the time all of these radishes have matured, they will be out of the bed, and the onions will start to need a little extra space. So that's 2 crops in one bed. Either way, the onions would be sitting here like this, no matter what. So I might as well get a crop from this bed before the onions are ready, and then on top of that, the foliage from the radishes will actually shade the ground, retain moisture in the soil, acting as a living ground cover, and it will actually suppress weeds, because the little weed seedlings and stuff won't be able to germinate too well and survive with that dense of a radish canopy. The onions will obviously be taller than the radishes, so there won't really be any competition going on in here. So that's one example of it. I guess there's no other examples in the garden right this second, but that's a pretty good example of what you can do when it comes to companion planting, interplanting, and biointensive gardening. That's, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 rows of crops in one 30-inch bed. That's really good. Well, this spinach bed's doing good. I direct sowed some carrots. And then this is a bed of Mizuna, and then this one is a bed of arugula. And then real quick, I guess I can talk about this. So both the Mizuna and the arugula is in multi-sown. Willow, out of the bed. No, oh, dummy. You're stupid. Go somewhere. Just go. I don't want to look at you. I say get out of the empty bed, so she goes and sits in the bed with the plants. This is why I have these hoops behind me. There's hoops in this bed with some rope, the red rope, 2 strands of it, about a foot high off the ground, and I have them here because the stupid dogs will just walk through and step on all the little plants. Once the plants get established, Willow, go. Go on the porch. Go on the porch. You know better. No manners. Who raised her? It's I'm just kidding. Wasn't me. I wish I could zoom in on this camera really easily right now. Her face. That was funny. So what was I saying? Oh yeah. The Mizuna and the arugula are both in multi-sown clumps. Each clump has around 10 seeds in it. So I do it that way. I really haven't seen any other farmer do it this way, but I experimented with it last year and I love it. So multi-sown clumps like that, spaced 4 to 5 inches apart. These beds are bigger than 30 inches. I think they might be 36 inches wide. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows in each bed. So anyways, I do the multi-sown clumps because when it comes time to harvest, I'll just cut the whole clump out and put a rubber band around it and take it to market like that. I really don't wash my produce that much, because when you wash your produce, hold on. Okay, it looked like the dog dug up something. When you wash your produce, you lose some of the nutritional value because it gets lost in the water. And I educate my customers when I sell to them. I did that the entire CSA season, and everybody was really happy with what they got. Plus, when you're doing no-till, there's not a lot of dirt particles that come up all over the plants, and they're not typically as dirty, especially with wood chips in the walkway and a good quality compost on top of the bed. So anyways, if you look at this bed, it's easy to see now that the plants are young, but once they're bigger it'll be a bit harder. But each one of these plants or plugs will be one bunch that will cost, depending on the crop, probably, I don't know, $3.50, probably $3.50 a bunch. More than likely, we'll see how they do though. Price will vary for obvious reasons. So that's cool. Another way of maximizing production in a single bed is, again, multi-sown clumps, but this is an Asian green. It's a hybrid, so it's kind of it's like half pak choy or bok choy with half Napa cabbage, maybe. It's a weird way of explaining it, but anyways, it's a cool variety. When those plants mature, I can harvest the smaller plants in each bunch, or in each planting, like each cell or plug or whatever, and put 2 or 3 plants together, rubber band them together, and sell them as one bunch. And then I'll leave the best one in every clump and let it fully mature, and then I'll have a fully mature plant to market. So instead of wasting seed by thinning them out before I plant them to make sure I have one plant, then I'm making money off of all of that stuff, and honestly it works out the best way that way. Another reason why I do a lot of multi-sowing in the cells is because I don't want to waste soil. So when I put soil in my seed trays and I seed the whole tray, I don't want to go and find out, oh, this crop germination rate was pretty low and half the flat. That normally doesn't happen, but we'll just say half the flat didn't germinate, and I've got half the cells with nothing in them. So it's a waste of soil. I could reuse it again. I typically don't. I'll end up using that soil for other, when I pot up plants and stuff. But for seed starting, I like to make sure all of my trays have a plant in each cell. So with that said, I multi-sow pretty much everything. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. I've got a lot transplanted into the orchard, and I've got a lot more transplanting to do. I'll throw a clip. I guess you might have already seen the clip in the beginning of the video of what the greenhouses look like inside them. This is a Mizuna that, as I was just talking about, multi-sown clumps with better germination. That tray, for whatever reason, just sucked. I did have a mouse getting into the greenhouse for a week and digging into the cells, and I can't remember if that was one of the trays that really got damaged. So we'll just go with that as the excuse for that one, because I have another tray of Mizuna in the other greenhouse that is perfect. So that's actually the tray that got planted out. Anyways, next thing to go into the garden. Next thing to go into the garden is all this kale. What is that? That's more kale. We're gonna do a lot of kale. Whatever that is, broccoli and cauliflower, and then all the cabbages down there and kohlrabi and stuff like that. They're all pretty much ready, so they'll go out soon. And then I've got a pocket full of seeds, more lettuce, some arugula, and a bunch of stuff in the barn that still needs to be planted. So next succession's coming on, and gotta get the greenhouses empty so I can fill them back up again. And oh, real quick, let's see. Real quick, I don't know if you can see it way over there, but I got that garden covered in a fresh layer of compost. It looks really good. I love a garden covered in fresh compost. I'm debating on covering the other pond garden with compost. I didn't grow in it last year. I put 4 inches of chicken compost in it, but the chicken compost is still full of weed seeds, so I feel like I might be battling the weeds a little bit. So I'm debating. It only costs $120 to cover that whole garden and another layer of a seed-free compost, so I might just go ahead and do that. Nutrient-wise, I don't really need it, but it never hurts. So yeah, got a lot more plugs I gotta get transplanted, and yeah, I'm gonna end the video now. So with that said, God bless, happy gardening, and good luck maximizing production in a small amount of space. So there you go.